What's up, guys? It's Bone here, and well, today I'm gonna admit that I'm actually wrong on something. Prime match making. GG Valve, you kind of proved me wrong at this point. Playing standard matchmaking with the team I'm on now, because two of them are ineligible for Prime, is pretty cancerous, actually. A lot of smurfs and a lot of hackers there still, but Reddit also claims about the same. I've done 2 videos at this point on Prime Matchmaking and why it's a shitty system and why it's flawed and it's a horrible thing, and you'll see those videos coming up pretty soon on the screen, on the thumbnails, and well, I was wrong. Prime Matchmaking at its core is mediocre at best, but it's an improvement, to say the least. I generally didn't plan on ever playing standard matchmaking again. I'd either solo queue or queue with other Prime eligible friends, and well, I have never been so wrong on how bad the smurfing and hacking situation is at lower elos and non-Prime. Prime at its core, like I said, is a mediocre fix, and it's okay. It kind of does the job. It narrows it down to a smaller percentage of smurfs and hackers you get. But it's very limited in what you get out of it. You get this marketed as premium premier matchmaking service, but you don't really get the thing that we thought we'd get, that has 128 tick servers and all this other cool and bips and bobs and shit we wanted. And yeah, I just used bips and bobs. I honestly don't know why, but whatever. You know what? Fuck it. We're going with it. So, Prime, there's so much Valve could have done with it to make us even more happy and more overjoyed with it. They could have put a more aggressive anti-cheat, 128 tick servers, some kind of Overwatch change, something like that. I honestly don't. The possibilities of what we could put are endless, actually, and that was intentional team kill. It's just my friend and I were fucking around. But we end up with this service that just requires you to have your phone number and be level 21 or 24. I forget which it is, but level 21 or 4, whatever it is. And that's pretty much the only requirement. And pretty much if you get banned on it, your phone number is banned from making a Prime account for 3 months. Now, my friend who did get banned on his main account due to loaning out a Smurf linked to the same number, did end up trying to activate on a Prime tonight, and ended up, after 94 days, still not being able to link it to Prime due to it requiring 6 additional weeks. Don't really understand that. That's a little confusing, but I'm just going to let it go, and if he wants to appeal it or anything, that's his choice. But long story short, guys, Prime is a fix at its core, but like I said, could have done so much more. Valve, you had this great canvas called Prime Matchmaking, and you fell short. Now, let's go through the issues with Prime Matchmaking as of right now. And Valve has not shown any signs of patching or adding new features to Prime, but let's hope they do. First one is such an easy way to get into Prime. Burner phones generally run the cost of around $15, so in order to get a Prime eligible account, gotta go through the grind to level 24, that's or level 21. That's pretty simple and easy to do. It just takes a lot of time. And then next is basically drop an extra $15. You get it on sale, CSGO on sale for $15 or for $7. Tack on a burner phone for $15 or something like that. I don't know the current going cost of burner phones, and well, also for people who have friends who don't utilize Steam or don't play CSGO and other stuff. Well, long story short, I don't think that it really is that much of a deterrent, and really doesn't change much in the authorization-wise or department, because it's really easy to get a new phone. Next one is, well, VAC banning all accounts linked to that phone number is a good threat, but once you announced that it was going to be announced pretty quickly after someone who hacked in Prime got banned. So that was kind of regardless. That kind of just ruined the whole surprise and didn't really deter people because they just buy a burner phone or change their phone number or some shit like that because gamers were wasteful like that. And it's kind of stupid, but whatever. Now, another thing is they could have done a different type of Valve anti-cheat or a completely new one or contracted with ESEA or Faceit or something for a better anti-cheat. To be honest, that would be a groundbreaking thing for CSGO matchmaking because we all know and love Valve anti-cheat because it's the most flawless thing in this world. Please fucking kill me for saying that. But yeah, like Valve anti-cheat at its core is mediocre like Prime. If we ended up with a better anti-cheat, I honestly think we would end up with a much better game. Um, Having to make this Prime service basically just requires you to have a few small little authentication differences and you're in Prime. And Prime could be so much better due to the fact it could have a better service like anti-cheat, meaning that, well, we could have a service where the anti-cheat is much more aggressive, meaning that, well, everyone who hacks is, well, royally fucked. You've seen pro players get banned on ESEA. That's pretty fucking difficult since they pretty much, if they do cheat, they're generally smart enough to know to get their hacks custom made so it's undetectable by a Valve anti-cheat. But ESEA is a much more aggressive and ends up being a lot harder to not get caught in. And that's because ESEA is more aggressive, so it actually searches as stuff tries to infiltrate CSGO. You end up with a anti-cheat infiltrating CSGO, making it harder to hide your cheats because it looks for all the core files and anything extra going into it gets you pretty much banned instantaneously, and that's unfortunate. But if you fucking hack on ESEA, you are a fucking idiot, to be honest. Now, we've already discussed the anti-cheat change we could do in Prime matchmaking. What else could we do? Coming from playing on ESEA and Faceit a lot more than I like to admit because I don't really do well in it, but I'm pretty shit still. But coming from a standpoint of ESEA and Faceit, a 128 tick server is a significant difference. Visually, you can tell the game runs smoother, and it just is an overall better game. And sadly, it's very, very, very true. 128 tick servers are one of the most requested things we ask for in CSGO, but of course we don't get it because, well, it's not worth Valve's time. I'm not a developer or an employee at Valve, so I don't know the requirements for an upgrade or a change to 128 tick servers, so I'm not going to bash on them for being too lazy or something. I'm just going to point out that they are a multi-billion-dollar company, and I'm fairly sure they could quite easily afford it. Now, I'm not a employee of Valve, so I can't speak on their behalf on this. Next, guys, I want to talk kind of about, well, Prime at its core and the kind of stuff it offers. Prime offers a lesser chance of getting a smurf. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Yep. Our premium premier groundbreaking matchmaking is a glorified service that allows us to maybe avoid smurfs. One of the things I think that could really scare a lot of people away is if Valve does not announce if you do get VAC banned on a account that has the same number as a Prime matchmaking or any cell linked account. Really, this could actually just go into Valve anti-cheat overall, and make, well, obviously they want more money, so this is just going to work in their favor. But pretty much any account that is linked to Valve on the same phone number that has a VAC secured game on it. So let's say Left 4 Dead 2, Rust, CSGO, and I don't know if Dota's VAC secured, but because I never played Dota 2 actually, to be honest. But long story short, guys, ban every single VAC linked game on that phone number. Any account that it has, ASIN bound, by the way, but any account it has, any account it will ever have, any game it has on that VAC linked account that has VAC as a system gets immediately banned permanently, regardless of anything. Now, of course, an appeal system would be set up for false bans, because those do occasionally happen, but long story short, I think this is a great system that Valve could implement and shouldn't tell us about, because now we just use burner phones. I'd like to hear your opinions on the whole Valve anti-cheat, Prime matchmaking at its core, how it's good, how it's bad, and do you play Faceit instead? Do you play ESEA instead? I'd like to hear this down in the comments below. I have started a new series called How to CSGO that I'm working on currently. I've started the first episode a little bit. Some good stuff has happened so far, but nothing too fantastic. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Happy gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.